we go with chapter 129 of The Flower of Freedom by Deborah J. Reeves. All rights to both the book and presentation are reserved. Take your seat and we'll begin. Chapter 129, New Year's Eve in Montreal. One certainty about New Year's Eve in Montreal is that it is cold. That makes it easier to simply stay home. At the Christmas party, Bertie and Marie had other ideas for their parents. They asked Jean-Claude about his own plans for New Year's Eve, and he said they were going to see a band and have dinner at a little restaurant downtown. It's a package deal, he said. Bertie asked if they were sold out or if they might buy tickets for their parents. Jean-Claude was delighted. They had tried to entice Colette and Oscar out on New Year's forever, to no avail. He could get more tickets, he told them. He warned them, though, that babysitters would be hard to come by at this late notice. Marie told him that she and Bertie had that covered. They were planning to recreate the New Year's Eve ritual they had as children. But this time, they were giving their parents the boot so that their parents could enjoy grown-up time. Jean-Claude beamed and promised to take good care of their parents. We're not coming home, though. We got rooms at the hotel next door to the restaurant so that we can make merry and not worry about driving. Bertie beamed. Where do I sign up for that, too? Jean-Claude said, I'll handle it. Just tell me how much I owe you, Bertie said with a grin. At breakfast the next morning, when the little ones had all been fed and the older ones were enjoying their coffee at the dining room table, Marie and Bertie told Oscar and Colette about the plans that they had made. I don't think you two have ever had a New Year's Eve on the town, Bertie started. Oscar responded that they had babies on their first New Year's together, so they had designed their own fun on New Year's Eve. They enjoyed it so much that they just kept treating their children as their best company for New Year's Eve. We're not party people, Oscar said. Oh, Papa, no one enjoys people more than you do. Who do you think you're fooling? Asked Bertie. Marie jumped in. We're shaking things up this year. You two are going with Dr. D, Michelle, Fan, and Jean-Claude to a restaurant for a meal and to listen to a band. It's all settled, it's paid for, and there are no refunds, so there can be no arguing. Your friends are counting on you. Additionally, we've paid for a hotel room next door where they are also staying so that you can have a great time and not worry about driving home. Bertie and I are staying here with the twins and Alicia. We can recreate the celebration that you made for us. We even figured out your clock trick, so they think they're toasting at midnight. Oscar and Colette looked back at them with a bit of shock. A moment later, Colette beamed and said, That sounds like fun. It was all settled. Less than a week later, the children huddled in the hallway as their dressed-up parents attempted to go out the door. Carr sniffed at Colette, and he told her that she smelled funny. Bertie turned to him and said, It's called perfume, buddy. Papa bought it for Mama a long time ago. She just doesn't get a chance to wear it often. Your hair looks weird, Desi asserted, and Marie said, I think it looks elegant. It's called a chignon, and Mama, you look beautiful. She thought again of finding her mother primping in her bedroom half an hour ago. The backless crepe dress was beyond gorgeous. The front was so simple and the back was so unexpected with its frame of simple ruffles. Oscar had come in shortly after Marie had zipped up the dress, and he stared so long that Colette seemed nervous. Papa, say something, Marie demanded to shake him out of his reverie. Oscar seemed to awaken, but not toward Marie. He said, Colette, you have always been the most beautiful woman in the world to me. But tonight, you're so beautiful that I feel shy to be near you. My goodness, you're lovely. Colette beamed. All the nervousness was suddenly gone. You, Monsieur Saint-Laurent, are the only man in the world for me. So if you don't take me out tonight, I will have gotten dressed for nothing. Oscar turned and he picked up the shawl that Marie had brought from Paris, and he draped it over his wife's shoulders. I'll keep you warm tonight, he said with a wink in Colette's direction, and then he rushed forward and he picked her up and he swung her around in boyish delight. Papa, you're crushing her. Please, Papa, it's time for you to go, pleaded Marie, and Colette laughed in a way that would stay in Marie's heart forever. She'd never seen her parents more joyful. Oscar had just helped Colette into her coat when the twins and Bertie appeared. Carr continued, You smell weird too, Papa. Okay, you two, enough of the compliments. There are chips in the kitchen, said Bertie, and immediately they ran toward the kitchen, yelling goodbye and waving. Alicia stirred in Bertie's arms. She gave a little bleat of complaint, and then she settled back to sleep. We'll be fine, Marie told them, anticipating their worries. Now go, before one of them comes up with an insult that will destroy your evening. With a grin, Oscar opened the door. He looked down at Colette's feet and he said, You're not going out in those high heels, are you? For once in my adult life, I'm throwing caution to the wind, Oscar. I'm going out in these heels, and it's your job to catch me if I fall. Here, carry my boots for me in case I need them later. Do you have the overnight bag? Oscar grabbed up the boots, and he retrieved the overnight bag from behind the door. We'll see you all next year. Be good to one another. I expect the house to be standing when we return. See you tomorrow. Don't think about us until next year, Bertie replied with a grin, and Oscar and Colette walked out into the cold, cold night. That's the end of chapter 129. New Year's Eve in Montreal continues in chapter 130, and that's titled Old Tricks. Please come back and listen to it with us. Thank you. Bye-bye.